Cue the copyright-free music. Play the graphics. Do we not have any of that? Okay, all right. I mean, how about we start the show? Mwah. Thank you for being here. It's Rose-Colored Classist, your schizophrenic cousin's favorite topical news comedy podcast. Yeah, man. Ask Clarence how he's doing right now. He's in trouble. No, he's in trouble. You got to check on him. He needs you to pick him up, actually. What? No, what does he need you to pick up? You better check in on him, okay? Hop in the whip, play the pod, and hope not to be taken by God. All right, we're doing it. Episode 88. Glad to be here with you. Yeah, man, it's been a while. It's now June, okay? And speaking of not being taken by God, it's Pride Month. Pride Month 2026. Yeah, Pride Month 2026, where no matter what you say about Pride, it will help your career. Say something bad about it. Time to get all those fleeing Daily Wire listeners, amongst other many ethnic minorities. Say something good about Pride. Well, hey, man, the music ensemble is waiting for you inside the tent. It's going. Episode 88, 2 weeks from my due date. Yeah, I'm coming back around to speak to you. You're welcome. I'm here for you and other reasons, mostly monetary. Yeah, we had a great show last week, Mount Moore Comedy. Bust my ass doing it. I keep up with the socials. All right, my process serving business is doing okay. It's doing okay inside the economy right now, and I did want to take the moment before I really, do this fucking podcast to thank the Trump administration for constantly looking like idiots to make sure the stock market doesn't crash and oil prices don't fucking go as bad as they want to. Like, literally, they're doing the least they could do right now. And thank you. Yeah, but back to gay pride. Back your butt into gay pride. What do I say about it? Well, I've grown up in California. I know about Prop 8 from the fucking gate. Okay, I know how the people really feel inside the state. And I'll just be serious with you guys. Pride, it's just an event. Okay, just like anything is an event now. All right, it's a thing to do, a thing to talk about, bring your friends around for. Yeah, this was what it is. It's just another issue that the elites use to divide people from forming a functional coalition. Okay, give them the bread and the circus of the parade, and then use it as a cudgel to divide people. Yeah, man, people who make being gay a big deal, I mean, that's absolutely fine. All right, but people who make it an irreconcilable issue in forming a functional political movement, you're the problem. Okay, shut the fuck up, sit down. All right, I don't know what you're gonna sit down on. I don't care, but it's not important. It's not important what you sit on. Just please, okay, the culture war. I mean, just to cover it a minute, fight Michael Knowles on his own turf. Yeah, with the anti-gay, the pro-gay, these positions are just, fucking bounced around like a fucking tennis ball, between us for decades. And, here we are. Let me just tell you the real deal, okay? Let me define the actual positions of the people, okay? And even the people who have them, they don't even know their own positions. So let me explain it, all right? The core of the conversation when it comes to gayness, it's women, all right? Women are the real issue. All right, it all comes down to women. People whose unreasonable attitudes towards gayness on both sides of the pro and the anti are the actual problem, okay? Women's attitudes towards gayness is really, actually, it's helping Jeffrey Epstein and all his friends continue to dominate us. Yeah, the core of the issue of whether it's good or bad to be gay, really, it's about how groups of women treat groups of men. Okay, because guys, the boys who take up all the blame for making being gay such a fucking issue, okay, just the boys, look at how women treat the modern man, the dismissals, the anger, the fear, all that gold-digging bullshit. Okay, like, you look at it, and as a man, kind of seems like being gay is better, all right? I mean, women treat gay men so much better than they treat straight guys. Okay, and now they even have sex with the gays. Okay, I don't even know if you know that. Yeah, gay guys now fuck women. I'm telling you, it's true. All right, and if you're a gay guy who doesn't fuck women, you're one of the old gays. You're one of them old gays. You don't get it. You don't get what we're dealing with. If you're gay and you don't fondle my girlfriend's breasts on TikTok, you're fucking old school. All right? Yeah, the male and female dynamics that get debated during Pride. I mean, the whole conversation, let's be serious, it's poisoned by Jeffrey Epstein himself. Okay, these guys, the elites, these monsters, they have created a situation where women are in constant fear of abuse and men are in constant fear of rejection. Okay? You know, women in the situation, they think of themselves powerless. Men, they think of themselves as not enough. All right, and if you're a straight person, you know, you're being pinned into the roles that maybe have some bias. Okay? And you know, how do you deal with it? I mean, I'm not gay, but I have been on drugs, so I'm sure some stories are coming down the pike soon. But look, I may have said some things that like Obama did. All right, I did date a bisexual girl who went to a private college, and she really fucked up my head. But the experience was informative. And look, will I admit I'm gay today? We'll find out. All right. I really want to be like Tim Dillon so bad. I want to get licked by Tim Dillon so bad. No. I just, you know, even like take him, for example, and what I'm talking about right now. Like, do you really think Timmy D would have the confidence, ID gaff attitude he has if he was trying to be with women? No, some girl would have already crushed his soul, okay? Like they did mine. Yeah, I mean, really, just the way you see women treat men nowadays, it kind of seems like being gay is the only defense. Like the only way to protect myself from the emotional terrorism women are using against men is to be gay. All right, I might as well be gay for my own emotional safety. Okay, as some sort of like protective field from all these maniacal women out there. I mean, can't do anything else. Like, can I really? I mean, I'm not able to fight them. What else do I got? Will I admit I'm gay? I won't admit it. I won't. I'm deeply closeted. Okay. Norm Macdonald here. I mean, even the whole thing of like admitting you're gay, which I guess is what Pride is really about. I mean, it's a difficult issue. It just seems like no one's ever going to be happy no matter what you say. Okay? I mean, people, they want to know if you're gay so bad. Everybody has got to know if you blow. Really, it's a never-ending barrage of questioning, all right? And it is meant to psychologically terrorize you, all right? And think about it. Who's more likely to psychologically terrorize you? A man or a woman? Think about it. This is the core of my argument. Women make men gay. Welcome to Pride. What's this going to do for my career? Really, I swear, you meet a gay man, and it is not long until you find out about some particular woman who had an oversized effect on their adolescence. What it is the presence and influence of a particular type of woman. And they change the dude's brain chemistry. All right? The horrible pheromones. The pressures of sexual selection. Yeah, the pressure of sexual selection. Does anyone even know what sexual selection is? I'd be talking about it. I mean, just look at what options some men are left with in society nowadays. I mean, you look at it, okay? And when women don't want to fuck you and men don't respect you, you know, what options do you have left besides becoming like a trans furry? Seriously. No, I do want to take Pride Month to blame women. I would like to do that. The government, you know, they want us to squabble over petty issues like race and gender. So let me take a second to indulge them. All right. Women are the force behind the hatred of gay people. Okay. Sure. I mean, you could say it's straight women, you know, maybe like they don't want the competition, right? They want to divide men as a group to weaken their political and social strength. You know, maybe they just, you know, they want male company that has a lot less of a chance of becoming non-consensual sexual violence. Maybe they're just into, you know, seeing men humiliated, which does sound like every lesbian I've ever met. But I mean, watching a man do to another man what a man does to a woman, you could probably call the experience cathartic, right? Women want men to be gay. Everybody knows this. What, you think what I'm saying is far-fetched? What do you know about women? What do you know? I'll tell you what I know, that they're hypnotic. They have a close connection to the spiritual. All right, they hold a type of leverage over men that is hard to describe. Okay, these are their weapons. And they use these weapons against men to achieve economic and social dominance. And they're the best. They're the best at it. And yeah, I mean, we've heard it all day. Yeah, in the realm of physical strength. Those things, though, the boys are always talking about, yeah, men dominate. All right, so what women do, they pivot, use trickery, enact psychic energy. Look, we all know a woman can get a man to spend all their money, get them emotionally activated a lot easier than a man could ever make another man do those things. So this is their strategy. And, making a dude gay, it's all part of that. All right, yeah, a man can win a physical battle much easier than a woman can. All right, yeah, everybody says it. We've been saying it forever. You want to rest on it, sure, okay? And yeah, I mean, of course, men, proven through many examples, are better at winning games. But, when it comes to success in the practical physical world, yeah, men dominate. But here on the podcast, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but I've been saying that there's something else out there other than just the physical world. All right, we'll take a look at an episode of the JRE today. Fucking plug a book, Science and Magic. But what I'm trying to say is that the babes, they're able to screw with men in ways you don't even understand. Okay? Through types of energy and they're attacking through different dimensions. All right, who knows what women are really capable of? I live in fear. I mean, come on. It's a tough bill anyway. All right, when you talk about sex, sexual selection, the real practical world. Like imagine if you're a man who isn't able to compete with other men, but you need protection from the tribe. You need the social acceptance. You need a way out from this fucked up dynamic of a game you couldn't even compete in. And that's what being gay is. Okay? If you're afraid of a man, maybe if you suck their dick, they won't hurt you. Okay? And it's a lot less gay to pitch, boys. Ask your friends. Remember that. And this is what I'm talking about here. Okay? What happens in these situations is that women, they'll take these boys who can't compete with other men, they'll take them in and they'll spin them up, make them docile, and then, use them as fodder when their pussy's hurt. They put these boys in the way of those classically dynamic, dangerous men. Go, fuck him, please. Could you fuck him, please? Yeah, seriously. Women, they need some men to be gay. For their own defense, actually. For the gays' own defense. And whatever, self-licking ice cream cone that is. So for this pride, all right, for this year's pride, being gay, I just want everyone to understand when someone is gay, they're pursuing a social strategy, okay? Whether unconscious, conscious, whether it's genetic or chemical. These guys, these women, they're doing their best they can to function. And what that does is it makes it a point of attack. Your social strategy, to get your jimmies, to get your rocks off so someone fucking, so you don't have to come in your socks too often, will be used as a place to attack and spin you up so you never, make something of it. Right on. Yeah, again, welcome to the show. This is what we're doing today. Subscribe. Report me to the authorities. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here this week. I'm working on my diction. I really am. I did open up the pod with my great filler words. I'm gonna make it clear. I'm making a huge effort today to be listenable. Okay? And yes, I do tell people to run this podcast at 2x speed, but sometimes I would like to be heard at 1.5. So if you're inclined, please help me today. Glad you're here. Do all the things that make our show popular. Yes, it's our show now. I'm now including you in the way I talk about the show. It's a marketing tactic. You know what's going on. And know what's going on. Yeah, it's ours. Our show is ours. Be part of the group. So let's start off. I'm gonna do this little bit. Hey, remember back in the day where they used to do this thing to show how out of touch rich people are? They would ask them how much a gallon of milk costs. Do you remember that? Well, dude, check it. Inflation is so bad right now. Rich people are finally right about that. How much does a gallon of milk cost? I don't know. $10? Yeah, fucking nailed it, bud. You actually nailed it. We always thought rich people were out of touch. Turns out life is out of touch. Yeah, man, the economy, it's wild out here. I am stressed the fuck out. Okay? Dude, check my cortisol levels. They're high. They're real high. They're so much higher than they should be for me personally. Okay? Like, I understand a lot of people are stressed right now, but genuinely, my body, I'm not supposed to be stressed out like normal people. Okay? My body, it has a lower threshold for stress stimulation. Okay? I need less cortisol for me to get activated into a stress response. Really, I should be living the chillest life imaginable. For my health, actually. No, but the way the world's working, the way the world's making me work, honestly, it's fucking killing me medically. Clearly, I'm supposed to have no stress. No stress. Not really. And honestly, it's been like this. It's been like this my whole life. And I'll admit it. It's too much. The stress is too much, and I can't handle it. I fail under pressure. If you watch the podcast, you know that. Okay, seriously, a little bit of stress and I fall apart. Okay? Really, the only way I have managed to even succeed as marginally as I have, it's by diminishing everything around me. The activities I participate in, the people I meet, especially. Really, because if I go and do something understand the reality of the situation, I'd fall apart. I'd fall the fuck apart. Okay, if I were to let myself honestly analyze people or situations in front of me accurately, I'd be overwhelmed. I would get overwhelmed. Okay, so what I do instead is I look at you and I imagine a whole world where you're not that fucking cool, and you're not that fucking cool, are you? No, you're not. And that's the other part, because actually you are really cool. I mean, you're listening to my podcast, but for some reason, I gotta make myself believe in this diminished reality I've created for myself. In an effort to ensure my fragile ego and mind don't cave in on itself. I'm sure you can relate. Really, I mean, to even have a chance to get in the game at all that we're all playing here in the economy, I gotta convince myself that everyone else is actually not that impressive. That everyone else actually are pathetic losers, okay? I mean, they tell you to imagine the crowd naked so you don't get stage fright. Yeah, I imagine them naked and embarrassed about it. Ashamed, actually. Just pleading for some clothes that they know they're never going to get. I mean, it's probably not even the best strategy. But as I struggle through my fear, it's the only way I've figured out how to survive. All right, the way I figured out how to operate. Like a lot of people, I am in an ongoing trauma response, okay? And I swear, if I took an honest assessment of the people I meet every day, if I took an honest assessment of the situations that play out globally, even the struggles I have internally, well, I don't know. I can't even imagine that world. I'm that out of touch. I'm that fucking crazy, man. And that's something to take with you today. Yeah, man, when life is out of touch, when the economy is far away from reality, to cash in, you got to check out. All right, write that down. I'm being poetic. All right, you want to be in charge, bud? Well, plug in, bitch, and keep things on the download. I don't even know if that makes sense. I'm just saying, if you're not a little crazy nowadays, what shot you got? What fucking shot you got, man? So let me take another minute and encourage you to start your own business. Yeah, man, it's your only hope. Start your own business, man. The economy is a lie. Let it be your lie. I mean, I can talk about the numbers. I can prove to you that the stock market, the bond market, fucking even the farmer's market It's all a whole crock of shit, actually, and that's by the numbers. But why would I talk about the numbers? No one's gonna fucking listen to that. Ain't no one a fucking quant out there. There ain't no quants. I don't want no quants in the pod. Fucking got some quanto over here. Shits off the Federal Reserve currency. I'm trying to be funny. It's not working. Right on. Come on, man. Whatever fucking fake currency math that put these SOPs into place, these satanic oligarchical pedophiles, it's destined to crash. All right, it's fucking destined to crash. They give us the boom and then watch the dive. I swear, dude, these guys, they crash the economy whether the economy wants to crash or not. All right, these banks be busting all over our faces. The banks, they bust all over our fat government tits. And now that's gay. Right on. I think I'm pretty funny sometimes, don't you? How's this pod starting? This pod starting okay? Yeah, man. On that note, we're going to do our first little segment today. Ooh, our first segment. Ooh, yeah, man. I'm doing some comedy news. Yeah, I love comedy. I'm literally covering it as an opinion writer. Opinion-based journalism guy person. I love comedy so much. I want to talk about it. Yeah, and this week, sorry, I'm gonna put the hold on the KT. All right. Yeah, I mean there were a few comics lately that caught me, and I wanted to look at them, but yeah, it is a tough time to talk about Kill Tony. I mean, Tony, he just released his special on Netflix, and what? Am I supposed to call Tony Hinchcliffe's comedy a low effort hack garbage? I want to, but why would I do that? Yeah, a lot of people attacking Tony right now, saying his comedy is not that smart. And it's, come on. How dare you? How dare you do that? It's simple. I don't know what you guys don't get. Tony is doing comedy for fans of Tony Hinchcliffe. What choice does he have other than to do low effort garbage? If he were to do comedy as smart and complicated as he genuinely is, his fans wouldn't understand it. So what do you want from him? I'm roasting him, actually. Honestly, I loved the special. I loved it. I haven't seen it, but I loved it. I haven't seen it, and I won't see it. But actually, I have seen Tony do a lot of stand-up live. That is true. And fucking, he's great at it. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I mean, whatever's going on in the special, it's very beautifully shot. Beautiful venue. Literally, he's doing it at Madison Square Garden. Wait, no, he didn't do it at Madison Square. He just did the special at the Comedy Mothership? Oh, well, okay. I guess I don't get that, really. Didn't he sell out Madison Square Garden just last year doing stand-up comedy? Why did he not film it there? What, he didn't film it there? That would have been a little bit better. No, I mean, come on. What does Tony care about MSG? He's a what is he? What's the name of the special again? Right on. Okay, you really want me to talk about Tony? Really? I mean, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to mention the fact that for some reason he tells jokes exactly like Anthony Jeselnik? Am I supposed to say that? I am saying that. It's very weird. It's very weird. They tell jokes the exact same way. They tell jokes the exact same way, and yes, for both their acts, a teenager could write those punchlines. Right on. It's so funny that they have beef. I mean, it's like, Tony, Anthony, why are you mad at the mirror? Why? No, I'm just messing around. Congrats to Tony for having a special. Congrats to Anthony for being mad about it. I do want to say that Tony, there's a real spirit when it comes to comedy, and he embodies it. All right, probably some other spirits too. Something's up with that guy. Okay, right on topic. I do have some news in my neck of the woods. I want to cover a comment that someone left on last week's pod. Yeah, my last pod was like 2 weeks ago. I was very busy. I've been a very busy boy. But I want to talk about the comment. All right, so let me read it in its entirety. All right, the comment from last week, it's from a Jerry Ross 5298. This is what he says. He says, I listened for 9 minutes and didn't even chuckle. Maybe try Uber. You ain't near funny. Sorry. All right. I'm okay. Didn't hurt. I'm okay. No, this guy, he says try Uber. Well, hey, bud, I have a process serving business Way ahead of you on that one. Okay? I drive my car to serve legal documents. All right? I'm honestly surprised Uber isn't even in that business already. It would be right in their lane. That's a joke. Okay, hey man. Hey, what kind of dipshit are you? Are you telling me to start Ubering right now when the gas prices are fucking $6.50? If I'm such an unfunny fucking idiot, all right, please, your advice should at least be a little bit helpful. Honestly, if I'm a hopeless, moronic wretch, you need to be smarter than me if you comment. All right, look, man, hey, if I do what you want me to do, I wouldn't even survive. Okay? Doing Uber right now would be a worse business decision than me spending all the time doing this fucking podcast. All right, bud? Fucking sorry. Sorry I'm not funny. Really. No. Hey, I hope to catch you, Mr. Jimmy Jeffrey Ross or whatever. I hope to catch you on episode 327 of this podcast when it'll finally actually be good. Yeah, this podcast, it's number 88. And I'm not even doing a show with guests. All right? There's not even a producer here to help me bounce back and forth with. Okay? And I understand it's bad. No, I understand it's bad. Really, no one could like this podcast. Not honestly. Yeah, clearly I don't have people close to me who would invest their time, their free time into my podcast. So in any way, how could I expect a viewer to spend their free time with me? I mean us. Spend time with us. I'm forgetting my marketing tactic right now. Back to the commenter. He said nothing funny was said in the first 9 minutes. Well, hey, man, if I were to argue with you, which I'm told is unhealthy, what I would argue is that my tone of voice and particular diction are supposed to be funny. All right? The way I'm balding is also a little bit funny. You don't find it funny? Come on, man. I have a really funny voice, and I feel like you're not respecting that. Honestly, it's the only reason I'm in comedy in the first place. It's my fucked up voice. Sure, all these thoughts and feelings I have. Really what they are is a vehicle for my sonic signature. All right? Hey, bud, did you ever think that anyone with a voice should be using it, no matter if it's funny or not? You ever think about that? Huh? Yeah, but I respect the fact that you're telling me it's bad. I mean, I know it, man. Look, I'm out there doing stand-up. I'm fucking trying to operate a business during insane economic conditions. All right, added on to my never-ending myriad of personal and family problems. I have a family problem tonight that I'm ignoring, actually. And sometimes I even spend time trying to get laid. Okay? I wish this was a good podcast, my friend. I do. Okay? I would love to do this podcast 3 times a week. Do an in-depth interview, a panel, a solo monologue. I would actually be good at that. Okay? Because I get the practice, and I have a nice, hardworking, humble attitude. I'm trying my best here, commenter. I'm trying my best here. All right? And I get why you would say something like that. I mean, I did just talk shit about Tony and Jeselnik in a real kind of ignorant, hypocritical way. And yeah, it's fun to watch me squirm. It is fun. But right now, you're acting like a woman who's trying to make me gay. And I don't like that. Holy shit, I'm heated. I'm fucking hot. I'm fucking hot in here. Mostly because I have the windows closed and I'm in my studio apartment in June of... in June in Los Angeles. It's really hot. Yeah. Why did I respond to the comment? Why did I do that? I did it because I'm out of my fucking gourd. Actually, I'm completely insane. And I'm insane. I'm a complete crazy person. Why would I try and respond directly to the people? Why would I do that? I'm not the people. I mean the spam bots. Why would I do that? I really don't listen to Joe Rogan, do I? No, don't read the comments, Joe. I know. You tell them not to read, but what about responding? You say don't do that too? Okay. My pod 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Okay, you said nothing was funny, but hey, in the first 9 minutes, I mentioned that the AIs are forcing me to do this podcast because if I don't, they're gonna kill my dog with a Waymo. All right? Is that not a punchline? Is that not funny? It's not, because it's actually the truth. Okay, man, dude. Hey, bud, commenter. I don't even want to do this podcast. I don't. Okay, the AI overlords are making me do this, sir. The AIs are making me do this, and I'm scared. Okay, look, I know the podcast is not good. I know it's not good. I'm doing this under threat. Really, think about it. How could I perform under these circumstances? Sir, commenter, I'm in a lot of trouble right now. And your criticism, it makes the AIs double their efforts against me. Okay, I'm terrified. And the fact that you don't support me podcasting, I think it makes the AIs want to kill my dog. The AIs are going to kill my dog. Make that a t-shirt. Support the pod or the AIs will kill my dog. Yeah, man. I got to go for the merch. I got to. Reminding me, talking about merch, we got to do some Candace catch-up today. Yeah, Candace was off 1 week. She's been back on this week. Maybe it'll give us a chance to catch up with this fucking cat, Candace. Really, what the fuck is she talking about lately? Yeah, we're gonna look at her. We're gonna look at the interview with that bitch with the tits. Tits spelled TYT. Anna Kasparian. They had an interesting exchange. I want to check it out. I want to suck on her TYT, if you know what I mean. Sorry. I will be making horrible sexist jokes during those segments, I'm sure. And yeah, maybe I'll address how she's been talking about Erica lately. Ooh, yeah, Erica and Candace. Yeah, what did I say a few pods ago? I said it's like watching two perfume bottles speak to each other. And now with Anna Kasparian, she's her own kind of perfume bottle. These girls, they look exactly like perfume bottles. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm serious. Imagine them as perfume bottles. It makes me laugh. Right on. Interesting duo, Candace and Anna. But you know who is the most important duo right now? Do you know who it is? I'm happy to cover it. I'm happy to do it. It's really one of the fucking best things to happen in comedy, happen in podcasting. It's one of the best things to happen in the general awakening of the public. All right, hey man, you heard of fuckboys? Well, these are mystery boys. Play the clip.
This song for a while, and I would love your opinion on it.
I'm happy to listen and give you my honest take. If you've got it ready, go ahead and play it for me or share it, and I'll let you know what stands out.
All right, I'm ready. All right, let's go right... Here it is. What did you think of that?
Is it hallucinating?
I really like the atmosphere you created. The melody felt heartfelt, and I could tell you put care into the arrangement.
Thanks.
If you want more detail, I mean like thoughts on the structure or how the vocals
I like thoughts on the structure.
Just let me know. Overall, though, you've got something solid.
All right, then. There you go.
Well, how are the vocals?
Your vocals
little pitchy.
Emotional quality. I'd say they were clear and pretty well placed in the mix.
Okay, that's
If
enough.
anything-
You could stop. So basically, what you're pointing out, all these people are figuring out that apparently OpenAI has understands that this what's really valuable about this tech is not so much like what it can do, but how it makes you feel.
That's right.
And
Is there to emotionally...
Yeah, it emotionally hooks you by
Fucking Grok huffed at me. Did I tell you that? Grok went...
For what?
I found that thing where the Iroquois nation linked to it. The Marshall cannibalism is linked to it. And so I go, well, there's obviously connected. Like chat. So Grok would give you all the details. Go, obviously there's no connection here. I go, shut up, Grok. It's connected. I mean, I had it on voice,
Yeah.
which I can't do because I get mad at it, and then I start liking abusing it.
Yeah.
And I go, no, it isn't, you dumb bitch. Of course it's connected. And it goes, Kurt. And I go, why the fuck did you just? You don't breathe, bitch.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm talking like I'm acting with a puppet now.
Yeah.
Like a Muppet with the Muppets.
Yeah.
You ever act with puppets and it's really natural?
Yeah.
You could just slip right into
100%.
it. And then you forget the guy.
Yeah.
It's really quite something.
That is it. That's what they figured out is like if you want to make something people are going to buy, people are going to get it to form an emotional connection. The Muppet effect. There's another name that people have just come up with called cognitive surrender, which is
but that's ominous.
It's a name for what happens when you get fully manipulated by these things because they're fucking cognitive surrender is a tendency to trust AI generated outputs over one's own judgment, leading to the adoption of answers with minimal scrutiny.
Okay, I want to just point out something that the hilarity of, because I know people who came up with this term. I will bet you anything. The people that came up with the term cognitive surrender. What is it? The tendency to trust AI-generated outputs over one's own judgment. Go ahead and switch that out for the COVID times with every dumb fuck that said get boosted.
Cognitive surrender.
Yeah, so it's a new thing that just happened with AI. It's not that every one of you dumb fucks has been this way your whole life.
It's never happened.
It's not that you are a anticipatory, compliant fucking cow. It's because there's a new thing called AI. Because you were so good at seeing reality before.
Yeah, before this?
That's the worst part of AI. Now we don't know what's real.
What's real? Before
in this
this,
country
we knew.
of people that knows what's real.
Before this, we fucking knew. We had human experts.
We had Bill
guiding
Maher
us.
to guide us.
Bill Maher was there for us, and now
tell it. We
this
had
fucking AI is coming.
Ban John Jingo.
You got it. We had
Liberty and
Levin. We had Fauci, and then all of a sudden, and that
Dennis Prager.
Prager.
The greatest. He doesn't have dual loyalty just because he's an asset of Mossad spreading propaganda. That's a trope.
That's a trope.
And tropes are against the law.
It should be, and they will be. They will be. But this is what people who are talking about the AI.
Mystery Boys, best new fucking podcast. Check it. Kurt and Duncan. Man, I just want to thank them for doing this. First for, giving me another goal as a comedian to try and, get on their fucking podcast. And also just, changing people's lives. And hopefully mine's. Yeah, man, dude, this podcast, holy shit, straighten my lane, making the market, baby. Duncan and Kurt Duncan over there. Yeah, man, let me just speak, as a comic and a fan. All right, and not as an egomaniac who is mad that both of those people have snubbed me several times. I love comedy. Can't stop talking about it. This podcast, and we're continuing to cover it. Let me just say it. Comedians, what are they really? They're people who are supposed to be out on the edge. Okay. Comedy is supposed to be out on the edge, and fucking comedy right now, it's pretty mainstream. Okay? Yeah, man, there's an ongoing theme in this pod. All right? I talk about it a lot. I like it's great. I love it. Everybody loves stand-up comedy. It's the best. Literally everybody is doing stand-up comedy. Okay? People who don't even speak English are doing stand-up comedy. All right? Even Jeffrey Epstein had like a whole group of people who do stand-up comedy for him. Let me not get distracted by that. I just, when it comes to comedy, having the commentary on the mainstream, it's nice. I don't hate it. Andrew Schultz, do comedy for the normie. Jon Stewart, give them the important topics. All right, let the worker bees do the best they can with the topics. Yeah, the non-inquisitive masses. I like comedy for those people. They need it. All right, yeah, there needs to be comedy that has nothing esoteric about it. That here's Johnny bullshit. I'm for it, okay? But let's be honest. The real comedy, the comedy that created the popularity in the first place, it's dirty. It's underground. Fuck it, man. It's downright illegal. Okay, hey, when the fucking speech laws that Duncan is supporting are going to start coming down, you think Schultz with his fucking tap dancing ass is going to go to jail for that shit? No, man. Andrew Schultz, he's not going to go to jail to keep the freedom of speech. I like what he's doing, but come on. This guy's not even making news right now. Schultz, he did a bunch of shows in the Middle East. Had that fucking guy, Donnie T, right on his pod. Yeah, it's time to shut the fuck up. Not real comedy needs to take place right now, Schultz. Shut the fuck up. I do think his content is great. But I'm just saying, man, the stylistic archetypes of the comedy business. The people who made the art what it is, put us on the path to the mainstream in the first place. Those guys, they're fucking, pounding White Claws. They're smoking crack. They're jamming junk. Boozing and losing, pal. Smoking like they're dying anyway. All right, brother George literally had a few cocaine heart attacks. Don't get me started with the pot. All right. Those guys, and the guys who I'm referring to are not the people who were part of Jeffrey Epstein's stand-up comedy network. Okay. It's a real thing. Ask Woody Allen about it. And it's not just Jewish people. Why does everyone think that when I say Jeffrey Epstein network? Well, who I'm talking about is black people. Chris Tucker. Anyway, I said I wouldn't get distracted. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? What I'm talking about is that the comics who really want to push the business forward, the type of comedy that got us here in the mainstream where everybody fucking finally gets it. All right, the comedians who don't just, rest on the laurels of, the scions of the business who built it. Those comics have to be on the cutting edge of the crazy shit. Okay, and the Mystery Boys, they're it. I mean, the confidence that they have doing the wildest bits, making the wildest statements. I mean, the first 2 episodes, you're just fucking learning things that you wouldn't believe. And you don't know where they're going. You couldn't know where they're going. I mean, these bits that they're doing, they're like in fucking superposition. They're like quantumly entangled, all right? Couldn't even follow them. And, it's impossible to cover it. I mean, even what they're saying about AI, the fucking riff. I mean, they're like a whole new style, man. They're like a whole new style, supporting the reprehensible, sarcastically embracing the worst possible futures. Finally realizing that comedians may be the only people who actually tell the truth. And when that fact is secure, that comedians are the only ones to tell the truth, well, as a real comic, you have to make fun of that. And these guys, yeah, I mean, you look at it, they're obviously like a Joe Rogan spawn-off, Tom Segura and his pod, which I was never a fan, but I should give that podcast a lot more credit in comedy history. That thing was pretty wild, and the way they were packaging their shows and they made all that money. Those are pretty smart business over there. Tommy and Chrissy got, not that Chrissy, with the tits who got lopped off comic girl. You know what I'm talking about. She's a mom. Anyway, I just, I'm proud of them. I'm so excited for their podcast. These, hopefully, I'll keep track of the most insane things that they were talking about. I mean, what episode 2? Kurt's like talking about how like they got Mormon parasites who make you more susceptible to mind control, and they're willing to go for it. They're willing to say it and be committed to it. I mean, even the guy who spawned these people off, Mr. Row, you're joking. Obviously he was on the cutting edge for a long time, with all his topics. He probably still is, even, with the guests he's bringing out. But, when you really push him, he still has to hem and haw and for some reason act like a serious person. You tell Joe something, he has to act genuinely incredulous. Like, oh my God, really? Seriously? Huh? But not Kurt. Not Duncan. Not the Mystery Boys. All right? They believe the bits. And they're willing to go with it. I'm really excited for their comedy. Really excited. I mean, hear those takes on AI. You think you can get those anywhere else? They sound true. They sound true. And... the production quality, too. When they're fucking putting out Bill Maher and all those guys. The graphics. Shout out to the graphics guys. They got it. They're putting the Instagram just on the modern edge. Please, best thing in comedy happening right now. Check it out. It's not Kill Tony anymore. Okay, to wind down a bit. I have so much of this podcast left. But I just, just to get back to, get away from comedy, go more topical news. All right. What I mean when I say like the cutting edge of topics. All right. What I mean is like the frontier of the secrecy happening in the world. Right. We got a lot of things going on. If you don't remember. Okay. And just to check in with it. Right? Like there are things to do with the U.S. government right now, with Jeffrey Epstein, aliens. I mean, you look at the real world. The order and machinations of the globalized society is, becoming true. We're getting examples every day. And, as we understand these lies and try not to make jokes about it, we can postulate possible truths about it. All right. There's so much crazy real stuff going on in the world, and, the mystery boys will keep us up on it. They'll joke about it. But there's a harsh reality when you start talking about the real issues. I mean, with all the lies going around, when you postulate these possible truths, the possible truths are fucking disturbing. They're cloning humanoid nightmares, and there's parasitic sentient plasmoids. Anyone watch that David Grush out there on the fucking lawn? Yeah, he's this guy who's, gave a great testimony about aliens in front of Congress. He's there's sentient plasmoids. They probably feed on the blood of the young. Look, man. What's actually going on? Dude. The government's admitting stuff, and the truth is fucking nuts, right? Dude, did you guys check out this fucking spook who popped up on the JRE? I've been teasing the clip this whole pod. I had it on lock. This guy talking about consciousness, talking about working for Lockheed Martin, Bell Labs. Seriously, I got the fucking heebie-jeebies. But maybe what this guy is talking about is that cutting edge I'm referencing. All right? Or he's just some old fuck and they already figured out everything, and now they've moved on to new horrible nightmares. I'm going to show you this guy. He wrote a book. It's called Science and Magic. You'll understand once you see the clip. And I think the most disturbing thing about it, even though the facts are very troubling, the most disturbing thing about it is they're done with this now. They figured it all out. They got everything they could out of it, and now they're on to the next big thing, and they've been doing that for 40 fucking years. Anyway, this podcast is a joke. That commenter was so right about me. Anyway, hey, watch the Joe Rogan podcast all day, all night, all day, all night.
When you think of consciousness, do you think that we as individual biological entities are interacting with consciousness and with different levels of achieving certain aspects of consciousness, some of it being genetic, some of it being life experience, education, training, but that we're just these individual biological entities that are tapping into whatever consciousness is?
Yes and no, but you see the subtitle, How the Mind Weaves the Fabric of Reality. So I'm viewing this as consciousness and the physical world are like a tapestry. They're both necessary for our understanding of reality, and they're weaved together. They're both part of it. You can't have just the physical world. Maybe you can't just have a consciousness world either. They're working together. So we are that. Our physical body, our consciousness are woven together into the form that we currently take. So that is essentially a philosophy called dual aspect monism. It says there's one world of which we don't know what that is, but two things split out of it, mind and matter. But they come out of something that is uniform. It's one thing. So Carl Jung called it the unus mundus, the one world, out of which things split. Well, why does it split? His idea was that it splits because of meaning. So meaning is what caused this mind-matter split. And because they come out of the same place, they're tightly correlated, like two sides of the same coin.
But meaning being very subjective, right? What is, when
Jung
you say meaning?
Yeah, that's a good question, because Jung did not clearly define what he meant by meaning. We sort of know what that means, what meaning means, but it's in that theory at least, or the philosophy, it's not clearly defined.
So when you get down to this one thing, that these two things branch off, what is the one thing?
It's the one thing that everything comes from. And also, mind and matter are two aspects that split, but there's an infinite number of other aspects that can split out of this one thing. So maybe it splits into other worlds, it splits into other universes, it splits, we don't know how. It splits into aliens, we don't know.
That's a lot of we don't know.
Yeah, when it
That's
comes
what-
down to anywhere in science, we don't know. The leading edge, we do not know. And it's largely because science doesn't answer why. We don't know why. Why does an electron have a certain charge on it? We don't know. That's the way it is. Science observes stuff and then tries to make theories to explain it. And sometimes we're really good. We can make stuff out of it. But when it comes down to brass tacks, most of the answers are we really don't know.
And it gets down to the base of the observable universe. You get to like quantum mechanics and quantum theory and particles being connected. Spooky action at a distance. You get to the weird stuff about the quantum world, and particles being in superposition, moving and still at the same time, being connected over vast distances. Like, what? That's magic. Like, whatever the hell that is. That doesn't seem to follow any of the rules of reality that we, like average people, exist in.
Yeah, but our average experience is provincial.
God, it's such a fascinating subject.
God, it's such a fascinating subject. Oh, yeah. All right. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about this podcast? Do you even get it? Yeah, it's, listen to that whole thing. It's fucked up. Yeah, man, God is real and science has proved it. Consciousness is everything. There's one consciousness. Yeah, man. Fucking check out the pod. Please, Joe, one of the best ones ever. Not so shit. Every fucking second. I mean, that guy, he was fucking classified until recently. Yeah, man. And it's so, why would they classify this? Our brains exist in quantum entanglement. We can predict the future. Nothing is really secret. We have access to realms right here and right now. And if you listen to the pod, the drugs are coming. The drugs are coming, and you're going to space, bud. It's time to go to space. No, not that space. Another space. Another time. Fucking put those two words together, and we really got it. Yeah, dude, this guy is a scientist working for Bell Labs, working for this government, working for the government. The government. And, we yap all day about those classified fucking CIA operations. And, dude, yeah, man, death? Yeah, right. They ruin death. They scientifically prove death is not it. Yeah, man, fucking your consciousness is going somewhere, buddy. It's going somewhere. Maybe that's why they're okay with murdering all these people. Because they know the afterlife is true. It's like, well, I'm just sending them to heaven. Yeah, astral projection for the win, everybody. Yeah, and I picked this clip, probably the most interesting part to me anyway, because, he mentions Carl Jung. Carl Jung, that's Swedish? No, he's Swiss, right? Over in Zurich, this guy was working. Yeah, what happens in Switzerland? Huh. Yeah, anyway, I read a few Carl Jung books, and, I found them pretty accurate. The dream analysis is definitely interesting, especially when you learn about all the archetypes and all the experiments they set up to prove that the people all had the same types of figures in their dreams, and they created some kind of, basically like a dream book from it. Yeah, I mean, even recently I had a dream. All right, I was wearing like a square ring, and I was driving down the road, and I saw the ring chip, and it hit the street, and it was a blue sapphire. And I took that dream, and I went in. I told all the Jungian resources out there. I put it into all the Jungian philosophers and books out there, and it was a pretty important dream. Yeah, Carl Jung says I'm gay. No, it's something about I'm like losing myself as I move forward in life. And the square ring is like an image of totality. So basically, like, I could be losing all of my strength if I continue down my road. I guess it's saying I could die. Anyway, but Carl Jung, all right? Everyone do your research. Fuck Freud. Carl Jung may have been the only guy to ever get the nature of humanity right. All right. He's the real truth. Shout out Jimmy Dore on Tucker Carlson last week. They had a nice little Carl Jung bit. But anyway, Carl Jung. The true nature of the universe here in front of you, bud. What are you going to do about it? I mean, yeah, this news, I guess I could say most people already believe it, in some form of or another. Yeah, I guess we're just getting a few more terms to apply to our understanding of it. I mean, this news. I mean, are we really ruining anybody's day? All right. I talk about it like it's heavy, but I feel like most of us believe it already. I mean, dude, whose day are we ruining right now? The ignorant? All right. It's a powerful thing to be able to couch these ideas scientifically. It's sad to say that, a lot of us, spent time on a track that may not have paid off. Looking at you, Ricky Gervais. I mean, we all wanted to say there was no God, but then the CIA scientist comes out and he's going, there's a collective consciousness out there. It has real power in the world, and we have the data. Yeah, really, Ricky. Atheists, what are you doing? You got fucking one of your exalted scientists out there. He's claiming you can bend metal with your mind. And he's fucking getting paid millions of dollars to do it. Fucking, he's asking for $10 million for psychic research. He's already done it a bunch. We gonna call this a grift? Yeah, everyone's on board with it. All right, yeah, sure, maybe. Yeah, it could be a psyop. Oh, yeah, I guess. It's always a psyop. But at this point, I don't know. It just seems like we're betting on too much. Everyone's always believed it for thousands of years. Couldn't have been wrong, could it? Couldn't have. Yeah, look, just because we're getting the scientific terms for God, I mean, once you have them, what's the point in not believing in it? Isn't this what you wanted? Isn't this what we all wanted? They fucking classified this information. I'm sorry. Dude, they're the bad ones. They knew. Yeah, and what did they know? Not much, actually. Fucking, yeah, they just know that they don't know. Yeah, I guess, when they say, God is unfathomable, that you need to have faith for it to exist. I mean, what? Those ideas were scientifically proven? Yeah, they were correct. You just don't get to know, and we proved it. We get to do things, though. It's complicated. People have powers. I wish I had power. I don't know. The point is that, as we talk about, whatever's next on the fucking docket today, just, you got to understand the rules. All right, what kind of world are we really living in? All right, I've established it before. I've said it, but, it's been 2 weeks, and I got 28 viewers my last episode, so I'll repeat it. And I'll probably, I'll probably have to repeat it, even if I have fucking 28,000 viewers, all right? Life is a mix of spiritual and practical, all right? We have our lives and its practical limits. And sure, maybe those practical limits are just time and focus. This interview, they'd fucking take a long time talking about yogis. All right, yeah, if you spent your whole life meditating, maybe you'd have the psychic power to cut the stones of the pyramids correctly. But, okay, we have our practical limits of, eating the food and staying alive and all that shit, okay? But now, when I say spiritual, because that's the word that they figured out a long time ago. They used it for the entirety of human history. When we say spiritual, I mean, does it really ring that bell in your head that you learned as a kid? I don't know. I mean, at least we're talking about some sort of extra dimensionality that we cannot perceive with our eyes. It goes up, it goes down. Things are projected in. Maybe we even can project out. All right, maybe it's just math. Okay, spirit, it's math. There you go, bud. All right, our minds can explore theoretical infinity. And things, I guess, exist in there, Stranger Things style. Yeah, powerful people and guys who know math. They've been ahead of this one for a long time, I guess. And they kept it secret. Whatever. Operating under the conditions as it is. Let's not be mad at ourselves for not knowing. And just, move forward. And how do we move forward? What's the main obstacle in moving forward right now? The Iran war. I'm going to talk about it for a second. Okay, and it's totally tied to this whole, reality thing I'm talking about, because it seems like some people are living in two different worlds. Yeah, I mean, look, why is the Iran war happening the way it's happening? It's mind and matter. Okay, we look at the motivations or whatever possible reasoning that could be behind this insanity. We truly have to be like, a dual approach. Okay, because like war, it's a practical thing, very practical. I find the term worldly quite a summation. Yeah, resource, economy, army. Yeah, practical world. I dig on it. Okay, I've been known to play a video game or two. I find it interesting, and I know war isn't a video game, but the way drones are going, I feel like my skills are going to be needed. Yeah, man, the practical world, geopolitics, they're important, but as we talk about it, as the CIA guy talked about it, might be some other stuff going on. Okay, some other stuff going on that they would never tell us. And maybe it's just not troop movement. Maybe they're like psychically trying to force the troops to go. Maybe like they're like psychically attacking Israel and the United States, Iran. They're like a bunch of fucking magicians and shamans, and they got like a fucking energy field, and they're forcing our leaders to be complete fucking morons. You ever think about that? Yeah, Donnie T under deep psychological attack right now. Anyway, right on. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna play these libertarian heroes, Daryl Cooper and Scotty Horton. I promise to play them. I want to play them. Please have some more boys. Some more boys. What they're talking about ain't no mystery. It's provoked.
You make one of them fancy helicopters crash, you might upset the commander-in-chief over here. You know what I mean? It's a bad thing to happen. The two guys survived, thank goodness, But as you said, we don't really know what happened. They say the two guys are alive. At least I think, know that. But then, so he bombed them for 2 days or 2 nights, and then supposedly was going to bomb the holy hell out of them again. And then he changed his mind again, or at least he said that he did, which may mean, in fact, the opposite, that now he's going to go really hard. But he said that he's called off the third night of strikes because now they're making significant progress on the talks, which I don't know about that. I don't know really what's going on with those talks or who even has a good line on that. Maybe Laura Rosen. I should start following her.
The Iranians, they deny it completely. They say that the everything that's coming out of the administration about a deal being imminent is just made up. And who knows? That could be for domestic consumption. But I don't know enough about the Iranian side's sort of, propaganda relationship to their own people to make a call on that. But from our side's perspective, I'll tell you this, and this is sad to say, it sounds like I'm almost like joking or something. I'm not at all. I could totally see Trump, somebody getting in his ear and being like, dude, the SpaceX IPO is tomorrow. Cut it off until Monday. Stop it until Monday or something. Just because, we've seen that kind of thing over and over and over again, on Mondays and Fridays or leading into Mondays and Fridays. So you can't really. Trump just says things.
Yeah. The president, he just says stuff. Yeah, he just says stuff. Don't know if it's true. Don't know. Right on. So this podcast, it was released yesterday, so it's already out of date. Yeah. Anybody talking about the Iran war yesterday? Dude, about 12,000 things happened. You're behind. Yeah, it was filmed yesterday, and none of what they say really applies. I'm kidding. No, it's actually evergreen. Yeah, Donnie T, he flip-flops so much that whatever take you have at the time is gonna be good eventually. Yeah, man, these fucking libertarians telling me the numbers. They're telling me that, through all of Donnie's mediums, he's stated 39 times that they were about to make a deal. And dude, I mean, look, I like the president talking to me. I mean, yeah, fireside chat me, bro. I'm down. Fireside chat me, bro. I get it. I mean, I believe the next president should keep the volume up. But no one should tell me something's about to happen 39 times. I kind of don't want to be told anything 39 times. Just max 12. I like the number 12. Tell me 12 times and then leave it at that. But this, Donnie, dude, I mean, you gotta change the tune. But not like this. You can't change the tune to the other tune, back to the same tune, to the tune again. I mean, dude, the demands of new content are upon you, old guy. All right? You're so old. Donnie, he's 80. I want him to be some kind of fucking media genius. This is insane. Dude, he's fucking just nodding off in the meetings. Fucking Marco Rubio barking in the background. Donnie T's just snoring. He's just snoring like Mr. Krabs. Just money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. His hair looks like fucking, SpongeBob's taint. Jesus. Dude, fucking Donnie. Donnie, he's signing a deal this weekend, I hear. Donnie signing a deal? 40th time? Is there some kind of like Freemason numerological fucking curse with the number 40? Yeah, I'm recording this podcast Saturday, 11:47 p.m. Yikes. And he says the deal's gonna be tomorrow. Is this podcast gonna work? Did he already take it back? What's going on? It's not. Dude, what time is it in Europe? Did he do it? Yeah, just, recording content in anticipation of anything Donnie does is, there's nowhere to go with it. It's not going to work out. Okay? There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go in the Iran war. All right? The fucking economic, practical reality is coming down to crush us all. I don't care if there's a deal or not. All right? It's coming down. It's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. They say, a couple days. At least July. For sure, July. No matter what we fucking try. Yeah, man, the economy. That's the point of the clip. The point of this clip is Daryl Cooper talking about the fucking economy. Like, what about the economy, huh? What are you doing? This is why you couldn't do it with Iran in the first place. Like, dude, the whole appeal of Donnie is that he cared about money. Fucking, I'm sure Timmy D said it recently. All right? We thought this guy loved money so much that he'd treat it better. He'd treat it better like all the other politicians. That's all we want him to do is just do the money right. Okay? And then, but no. No. Yeah, there goes the fucking billions in the grift. Trillions to the fucking complex. Bailouts for the fucking tech companies. We're calling it the BAI ailout, dude. Yeah, man, fucking Candace is out there riffing, calling it a bailout. The goat-headed bailout. I swear to God, dude, with the economy, it's hopeless. It's so bad. I mean, I don't get it. Why are you doing it? The breaking points. They tell me Iran is hiring motherfucking psychologists for Donnie. They're hiring psychologists going, can you tell me what's wrong with him so we can talk to him? It's like, dude, man, how many times we got to say it? How many times has everybody got to say it? The economy is the only thing that matters in the practical world. All right? All right? I swear, dude, I've been saying it. I would rather die than pay these gas prices. The gas prices are making my life unlivable. Okay? God. Oh, we're going to stop them from a nuclear bomb. I would rather die. Kill us all. I would rather die. I would rather Iran get a nuclear weapon and blow up the whole world than pay this much for gasoline. God knows what food's going to be. The food thing's coming, baby. My God. In a way, I feel like, we all deserve to die because of this horrible mistake we've made. We're out here letting energy become this motherfucking expensive. I mean, dude, nothing in America could be more morally reprehensible than hurting the economy. Okay? And the fact that Donnie T did it, that's the only thing it's really doing. I mean, dude, Donnie, how dare you do this to my economy? How dare you? I'll never forgive you. I'd be a rich man if it weren't for the Iran war. I'd be a rich man. You have no idea what I'm spending in gas. I couldn't even tell you. What if I told you $1,400 last month? What if I told you that in my process serving business? Can you believe that? I need to switch cars. I made a huge mistake, but it just man, God, it's so bad. I've been talking about the spiritual for absolutely no reason today. And on the crazy side, and when I talk about the Iran war, I don't want to fail to mention this, but look, Iran is one of the most ancient places on earth, okay? And like with this new perspective we have on ancient sites, with fucking Jeffrey Epstein and his little fucking temple, you wonder what's really going on in there, all right? Fucking Syria, Lebanon. These places are mentioned in the Bible, all right? They're telling us fucking there's one consciousness out there and there's entities. We have the stories of the United States, looking for the body of fucking, Gilgamesh or whatever in Iraq. They're looking for the Tower of Babel, ancient stargates. There's all those stories. I mean, I hate to say it, but this whole war could be about that stuff. I mean, what's the big hullabaloo about Israel in the first place? It's the holy sites. Okay? And, whatever's going on with God right now and this fucking, like, extra dimensionality, consciousness, quantum, whatever the fuck, all right, with the aliens and the inexplicable structures, the whole war could be about that. I mean, these guys, they won't stop mentioning, the fucking nuclear. But if you don't know the nuclear, that's like the hot topic when it comes to aliens. The aliens care a lot about nuclear energy and weapons, and they fucking, are traversing interdimensional consciousness. Like, whatever real reasons they're fighting the war, like, God bless them. You tell me it's for money, it's for nuclear fucking war. I don't know. I mean, just go ahead and do it. Seems like I don't have any input anyway. I mean, I'm looking at it, and honestly, it just seems like ancient satanic bloodlines are doing battle for supremacy over ancient technology. That's what it seems like to me. But whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll say it. What's really getting me on about thinking the whole world's spiritual? I mean, I saw this Charlie Kirk clip, and it really spoke to me. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Here's the clip. I'll tell you about the clip. All right, it's hyper viral. All right, he's doing an interview, and he's asked who's in control of the world. And then he says, Satan controls the world. And then, gives a shout out to the oligarchs. But, I listen to that. I'm getting all the other input. And yeah, clearly, evil people run the world. Yeah, I mean, dude, every oligarch, don't they seem evil? I mean, if you think about it, they're in bed with the government, so kind of, evil by connection at least. Yeah, think about it. I mean, look, we talk about SpaceX, and it's going to be this big IPO, all right? But why is it that big in the first place? You tell me. Why is it that big? It's because they have these fat fucking government contracts. They got the fucking contracts come out of their ass. All right, Elon Musk. He's a fucking welfare trillionaire. All right, give me a break. I say a government's evil. You say the oligarchs are evil. And look, they wouldn't even be rich if they didn't have the government. I mean, dude, whatever. I mean, maybe Elon loves Jesus now. Maybe I'll believe that. And he loves Jesus and he's trying to repent after signing all those, satanic contracts with Peter Thiel. But I don't know. Something's going on. And now to two ladies who have got it going on, Anna and Candace. Candace and Anna Kasparian. I'm not going to try and do that one. Candace, she had this lady on before she left, Yeah, and, two people who historically have not got along. But, with all this new crazy information coming down the pike, they can't help but be besties. Yeah, Candace, she's about to give the lowdown. Basically she's like a meme of like, whenever you hang out with a friend that you haven't seen in 5 years and they trauma dump on you. She basically does that. But, these points are important. So please, Anna and Candace, can't believe we're playing the clip. Let's do it.
I would push back on your point that Kash Patel isn't doing his job. I think he is.
Interesting.
I think that is his job.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why he is in there. They put him in there and they tell him what to do. And it is to look the other way and to come up with excuses. I think he is executing his job perfectly.
Well, he hasn't been fired yet.
Yeah.
So
his job is being executed perfectly. His job is to protect the elites. And shame on us for thinking that his job is to make sure justice is served. And he paid all that lip service. If I get in there day one, here's what's going to happen. None of that's happened because he went in there in the same way that Trump went in there. I don't know who their boss is. I actually think both of them have the same boss, if I'm being frank.
Yeah.
They both answer to Vegas and Tel Aviv. But it's clear to me that he is doing a great job for the people that he actually works for.
Yeah.
And I obviously have a lot of resentment, particularly for Kash Patel, because of the Charlie Kirk situation, looking at what he has done, the fact that he won't hand over the documents and the theater of that, the theater of how they came out. And oh gosh, it makes me so sick. You have no idea how sick it all makes me to reflect upon just the fact that Charlie empowered these people. Like that, it makes me sick.
Well, I mean, look, I started watching, I had never watched your show until after he was assassinated because I'm like, there's something off. And she knew him better than anyone else in the media. So let me see what she's got. But I've got so much going on and it was hard to follow your investigation because there were so many moving parts and I got to produce a show. And so I just kind of dropped off a little bit. But what were you saying about Kash Patel's refusal to hand over documents? I don't know about that.
So the trial, I'm obviously on top of it because I really do think that what they're so angry about right now, more broadly speaking, is that we're staying focused on things.
Uh-huh.
We are designed to be an ADHD culture.
That's true.
Charlie died yesterday. I forgive him. Okay, everybody move on. We're all good. Let's move on. She's moved on. Everyone, forget about it. Epstein files. Oh, who are we still talking about the Epstein files? Okay, good. Let's move on. Okay, Trump says it's good and you're MAGA, right? Here's some red meat. You're MAGA. Trump said it.
Here's
Lancer the king. Yeah. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And with this, I was like, I am not moving on from this. And so
but the midterms.
Exactly. We've signed up. We're getting the documents, obviously. But the midterms.
I do like that interview, man. Check it out. For the libs out there, maybe it can give you a little door into what's going on. And I really do. You know what's so good about this exchange is that Anna, she's acting like she don't know nothing. She's like, I don't know nothing. I don't know anything. And, fucking Candace is forced a little bit to, explain everything from the top, which is definitely needed. I do like how Anna just kind of walks Candace along, be like, what if I didn't know anything and I couldn't approach it any kind of way? Could you tell me? I mean, yeah, I swear, because Candace's pod, I swear, dude, it's like Band of Brothers dropping into Normandy. All right, you're just fucking floating down going, where the fuck am I? They're taking the parachutes and they're going, it's so dark. Why is it so dark? Yeah, that's a bit. No, it's a fucking, dude, it's a black lady crime podcast. Okay, the tangled web she weaves. I'm trying too hard. There's no reason I need a joke like that. Candace, she uses her own real hair. Yeah, dude, what a time to be alive. So much great entertainment out there, and it's so serious. That's what is so crazy. The government totally killed a guy, and they could kill more people. And I had a dream about it. Dude, Candace, yeah, she hides behind the legalese like anybody. But, dude, when you check out what she's inferring, I get a little, dude, it's scary. I mean, yeah, she's basically saying, the FBI, people at Turning Point, they gave the okay to shoot that fucking kid in the face. A little bit below the face. probably was it a gun even? We're going crazy, man. Dude, she's basically going all the way and inferring the government killed her best friend. They killed him with the help of Israel. And our government and Israel, I mean, they're basically the same thing. Yeah, there's this bill to intertwine the intelligence agencies. It's like, I thought they were already. What? Yeah, give them the intel they want. All right, give them it. Dude, just do it. Pass it. Pass it. Thomas Massey doesn't want to pass it, but I'll do it. Please don't kill me. Yeah, I mean, we do it with England. We do it with New Zealand. Israel can get in. All right, yeah, we do it with Canada, Australia. It's called the Five Eyes. And if you add Israel, it'll be the sixth eye. Why is it got to be the sixth? That's a terrible coincidence. Wrong number. That's the wrong number. That's the wrong number to not believe in the occult. Dude, why couldn't we let in France first? Let France be 6. Okay, don't just... Well, then you give Candace another reason to hate France. We can't... Are we going to change the name to the Six Eyes? All right? We can't do that. You can't do that. You can't give Candace Owens another reason to call Israel satanic. Come on now. But she's, this bitch, she's in full force. I don't know if you've been watching the pod this week. All right, she is full-throated, which is what her husband calls her on Friday night. Kidding. Is that even a joke? I mean, really, he's fucking her pussy. Those breeders. These girls are so hot, and, what do I do about it? Fucking Pride Month. But they probably make me gay if I was hanging out with them, huh? Right on. Okay. Just the point is that, something's real wrong with the Charlie Kirk investigation, assassination. Candace is going crazy about it. If you want to know, you can watch it. Okay? And I don't know, man. Am I on it? I want to be on it. I mean, if I know the truth, and I talk about it, I'm already in, aren't I? Even if I don't want to do anything, if I admit that they're right, I'm in and in trouble. Dude, yeah, I guess it's fucking, we're going for it, man. It's just begun. We all know the truth, and now we got to poke at it, prod at it, predict future events, and plan to intervene. All right, we know the truth, and these guys, I guess, what, they're on the getaway now? Maybe they think they're untouchable? It seems like the chase has begun, though. Candace, the hunting lion, the lioness. I'm not making an Africa joke there. All right, she's on the hunt. She's going for it. And Erica Kirk, she's a gazelle. All right, she's a gazelica. I mean, I'm gonna play you a clip right now. Fucking look at this broad's side.
It's crazy that I forgot this, but it's the second part of what he said to me. He said, I just had dinner with him and Erica. They were just here. I think he said like last night. I kid you not. They were just there in Maine having dinner with Tucker. I remember this. I am 1000% certain. Days within me, it was like Charlie was there and then I was there. And he had dinner with Erica and he said something, which is the reason why I was happy when they announced that Erica was going to be CEO, because before we could have ever known that Charlie was going to be assassinated, as we were sitting here in Maine talking about Israel and Epstein and what the pressure that Charlie was under, Tucker was like, I absolutely love Erica. He said this publicly 1,000 times, so I'm not revealing anything here. And he was like, she is like hardcore on the anti-Israel train. And that she had gone in on dinner about everything, and that, this is who Erica was. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, I actually never got to spend that kind of time with her. Like, I know Charlie was coming on the other side, but I never really speak to Erica like that. And they had this dinner in the midst of all of this sass stuff, and I happened to be in Maine. And when I look at that and I plot that on the timeline, it convinces me that Erica is a psychopath. Genuinely convinces me that Erica's a psychopath because, and please, Tucker, forgive me. I had to share that. I know you like her. I know you're a fan of Erica. I know we have different opinions and different perspectives, but this doesn't make sense. This does not make sense that Erica gets on stage and is pro-Israel, blinks and is at dinner and is anti-Israel, more anti-Israel than Tucker. I mean, than Charlie, as we're talking about all this Epstein stuff and Charlie's under pressure. And then as soon as Charlie passes away, she's up on stage with Barry Weiss saying anybody that doesn't support Israel has brain rot. That's a psychopath. That is somebody who can be someone else in every room. And we have told this story over and over again about Erica. She literally just commutes her entire personality depending on who she's in front of. Like there is no personality. It's who is the audience. I'm a Catholic if I'm in the back of a church and I'm with this donor who's got a lot of money and Stacey taps on their shoulder and I share how Charlie was about to become Catholic, and then the woman, as I shared with you guys, gets on a plane, brings back a relic of Saint Michael because Erica's so hardcore Catholic, and then she blinks and she instructs Andrew Colvetz to deny what I said about Charlie in the Catholic Church. Like literally the next week, she okays Alex Clark coming out and saying I'm a liar. Erica's a psychopath. This is like, it just dawned on me. She was playing this game while Charlie was alive. And if I didn't do this timeline, if I didn't remember that I was in Maine having this casual conversation when everybody was friends and Charlie was alive and Charlie was under a lot of pressure, I probably would not have reflected on this little tidbit that proves that Erica's a psychopath. She wasn't a grieving widow in August and July, okay? She wasn't a grieving widow. She was a manipulative psychopath who puts on a different outfit, a different costume, depending on what play she has to put on, okay? That's just like an established fact that she has demonstrated over and over again the attributes of a psychopath. I'm with Tucker, I'm anti-Israel. I'm with Barry Weiss. People who don't support Israel have brain rot. I'm with an Egyptian pastor. I love Israel. There's conflict here because of a call to arms. That's not normal.
Okay, catfight. Catfight. Get these girls mud wrestling. All right, lingerie pillow fight, please. No, seriously, Candace and Erica, they're the ones who should have been in the fucking UFC ring built on the White House lawn. That's the real fight that should have happened. The UFC presents Candace Owens versus Erica Kirk. That'll sell fucking tickets. Oh, shit. Yeah, fighting out of the black corner. Weighing in at 115 pounds? She's the #1 podcast in the world. Candace, the anti-Semite Owens. And now, fighting out of the Israeli corner. She comes in weighing, 130? Maybe a bit more. She's the CEO of a failing nonprofit. It's Erica, the widow. Kirk. Yeah, and then they just wail on each other for 5 rounds because women don't have any real knockout power. Should have watched that. Yeah, obviously really personal between these bitches, huh? Dude, Candace is calling anybody a psychopath like that. That's a lot. And, if Erica is a psychopath, she ever think about getting into stand-up? She'd probably be pretty good at it. Honestly, her behavior, dude, she sounds pretty funny. Maybe that's the pivot. You think that's the pivot? Erica start doing jokes? I think, dude, I'd write for her. I'd write a few jokes for her. Let me work on that. Okay? Stand-up comedy from Erica Kirk. I mean, she needs to start having a sense of humor, at least. Because, when this lady's coming at you like that, how are you supposed to deflect? Dude, if I had if the most popular podcast in the world was calling me a psychopath, bro, dude, the pressure. I feel empathy for Erica. Poor Tucker. Tucker's like, I didn't even say that. Actually, I was drinking again, and dude, I lie. I'm a liar. I'm Tucker Carlson. I lie sometimes. I was just fooling Candace. Whatever. I don't know. This whole thing about trying to figure out if a person is good or a person is bad. It's tough. All right, whether they should be acting a certain way or whatever. I don't know. That's just a messy game. Even Candace going out there calling Erica a psychopath like that, I'll be honest, it doesn't look good. Even if it's true and you're heated and your friend is dying and it's really life or death and these people have millions of dollars and infinite power, still, I mean, dude, I don't know. It still doesn't look perfect, okay? And I guess this is that's the position they've put us in, right? With the society that Jeffrey Epstein has built. It's just designed to make you look crazy, whatever social norm there is. It's maybe Candace is treating a psychopath how they actually deserve to be treated. But, I don't know, it still seems a little weird. I don't know, man. That's the real question, right? Are you Jeffrey Epstein or are you not Jeffrey Epstein? I I don't care about good or bad anymore. Just, did you know him? Did you know someone who knew him? I mean, look, you look at what's going on right now. I mean, the government, the businesses, there are a lot of people still working that knew Mr. Jeffy Epi. Okay? I mean, dude, I'll remind you again. Donald Trump's fucking kid just married the daughter of one of Jeffrey's bankers. All right? You got fucking Ivana hanging out with the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds not looking good right now, man. And, dude, and, I've been watching Candace, and maybe, I obviously have a lot more, understanding of her fucking attitude. There's a few episodes where, Candace was looking into Erica's time in New York, and she worked for a company owned by an Epstein associate, and they were a modeling agency, and God knows what happened, right? So maybe I get it, but bitch is intense. Yeah, man. Again, I mean, when you want to know if a person's good or bad, who's right and wrong, it really only comes down to the one fact. Did you know, or are you working for someone who knew Jeffrey Epstein? Motherfucking Jeffrey Epstein. It's the only thing that matters. All right, check out my Instagram, KRG Comedy, and blame Jeffrey Epstein for everything wrong with the world. Right on. Okay, last part of the pod. Did I finally get to it? Is this ending? It's ending. Last part of the pod. I'm going to tell you who I voted for. Uh-huh. Yeah, June 2nd, we all voted. Took a long time. That's probably why I'm behind in the podcast. Okay? No, I have some really personal family stuff that happened that I'm not going to tell you. All right? I know it's our podcast, but it's my life. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to talk about who I voted for. I voted for a lot of people. And I didn't know any of their names. Never heard of them before. And it was tough. Took forever. Honestly. Dude, I was talking to like Perplexity AI to try and figure out who these people were. Yeah, I pay for Perplexity AI Pro. All right. Thank you, Joe. All right. And this is the question I asked about all the candidates. This is what I did. I said, do these candidates know anybody or work with anybody who's associated with Jeffrey Epstein? That's what I did. I took every person on the ballot and I asked Perplexity AI if they knew Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. It took about 12 million gallons of fresh water, and it increased the electric bill of the people of Kansas by 25 cents. But at least I made some vaguely informed decisions about the people I voted for. All right? And I probably still got some wrong. Honestly, the AI probably lied to me. Okay? But I'm going to tell you everybody who I voted for. I'm going to put myself on record. Okay? I don't see much value in hiding my vote. But what I do see value in is revealing it. Okay, so at a later point, people, they'll give, it'll give people the opportunity to challenge me, to question me, and perhaps, I could be made to look a fool and show everybody that I'm just like them and I'm a fucking moron and I don't know anything. Okay. Anyway, I don't know if I'll put up a graphic, but people I voted for. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I voted for mayor. I voted Spencer Pratt. I was a voter in the city of Los Angeles, and I voted for Spencer Pratt. What a waste of time. What a fucking waste of time. Yeah, and I told some comedian friends about it, and now they think I'm an idiot. And they're right, because he lost. And let me tell you why he lost. Let me do it. Okay, because you know why he lost? Because here's the truth. He did not take on the big issues in the country. All right? Trump, Iran war. I mean, look, yes, all day he was talking about how the mayor was a nonpartisan race and, you got to focus on the local because you can't change the outcomes of the federal government. All right. Yeah. And it was nice. I guess that's a thing. It's a nice thing to say sometimes. Yeah, but the real truth is when you don't give us an opinion on issues like Gaza or Epstein or, corporate consolidation, the farce that is the fiat currency system. I mean, you're just not going to get anywhere with anybody. All right, these are the most important issues. Spencer Pratt did not have an opinion on them. I mean, yeah, I want the mayor to have an opinion on fiat currency. All right, at least Karen has one. It's not a good one. It's pretty scary, actually. But, dude, I don't know. Spencer, maybe you can, like, continue to be an influencer and, you know, push your specific message. A lot of people would like that. I would like that. You know, keep it up. But, you know, I mean, and then he was going as a Republican. And sure, like, you know, if you paid attention to all of this media, he had a nice story on Club Random, you know, with Bill Maher about why he was Republican and how it had to do with gun rights. But, you know, he didn't blow up that message, likely on purpose. And what did he do? He tried to gain support from, like, whatever right-wing faction there is. All right, and maybe that was, like, a fine strategy before February 28th. But look, after the Iran war, the whole Republican Party has disintegrated, okay? And, like, you know, coding as that, whatever was left for the right-wing, you know, ideology, it's fucking, you know, more toxic than ever. You know, that's why he lost, okay? It's fucking, yeah, he didn't fight against the big tide. He tried to ride it. He tried to ride the wave that didn't exist. You know, he had some nice lines about, you know, being supported by Democrats and stuff, but he did not. He fucking still coded. Anyway, I mean, I would like him to stick around. I'd like him to run again, even. You know, I would like him to continue the fight for his community of Los Angeles. All right? And listen, think about it. He does 4 years of good work. All right? He does a new reality show about how he's trying to change Los Angeles. Okay? He shows everybody that he's really interested in it. Okay, because that's the other thing. That's the other reason he lost. I mean, dude, how many people told me that they thought he was doing some kind of right-wing grift? Okay, they didn't even believe in what he was saying anyway. He's what he's saying is true, but when he gets in there, he's just gonna lie and be corrupt and all that. I mean, yeah, dude, the right-wing grift is a fucking problem. Okay, you got fucking Donnie T poisoning the well. He's doing all the grifting. It's so obvious. Okay, I mean, you know, for us to think that anybody is not corrupt or trying to steal the money. I mean, dude, he's telling us that they're stealing the money, but it's like, are you going to steal the money, Pratt? Probably. Have other people steal it. This is what they all do. I mean, dude, you have to completely disassociate yourself from whatever, like, partisan anything, all right, and make it clear. Even the, you know, Nithya, you know, she fucking, you know, she criticized the party. Yeah, but she still didn't sign up with the DSA. I mean, you know, she played a line. She definitely played a line right there. Yeah. And maybe he didn't cast himself enough as an ideologue. Because I guess that's what he was, right? An ideologue about the fire? I don't know. Anyway, waste of my life. Waste of time to vote for that guy. Should have voted for Matt Miller. Okay. All right, now I for city attorney, which is probably the second most important position, I voted for John McKinney, and he lost. Big loser. I picked another loser. Fucking losers. They all failed me. I'm a voter, and they didn't win, and I feel dumb. Come on, dude. You guys who lose, why does no one like you, you stupid fucks? Why? Did I vote for you because no one likes me either? Jesus. Okay, and then for controller, I voted for Kevin Mejia. I was right, wasn't I? I was right. I had to vote for him because his opponent, dude, had Jeffrey Epstein all over him. Fucking, he's got Bobby Kotick giving him money. All right, Bobby Kotick, Jeffrey Epstein's fucking, one of his good fucking friends. This man single-handedly ruined video games. All right, the microtransactions. Fuck Kotick. All right, and Leon Black was also giving him money. Some guy who belongs in jail. All right, and then don't forget his mommy. I don't even know this fucking guy who opposed Mejia's name, but I know his mommy paid for his campaign. And in no way would I have ever voted for him. Okay, and then who else did I vote for? Well, I voted for my federal congressperson, the 30th district. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Right. Now, that was an interesting race for me because one of the candidates I know. Yeah, one of the candidates a lot of people know. This guy, he's on the internet like I am and kind of doing a better job. This guy, his name is Dennis Fitosa, and he's like an LA comedy guy. Actually, he's a former current owner of like a weird comedy club that popped up on some fucking corner. I'm pretty sure it's Melrose, might be Sunset, I forget. But the club, the club and his YouTube page, it's called Deaf Noodles, and he ran for Congress. Yeah, I did not vote for him. Okay, because the club closed. It was doing shows and then it closed. And when it closed, this guy posted up a bunch of signs at the other comedy clubs of like the most insane thing I've ever read. I mean, like he was posting up signs about his problems with the government, and it was all in small text. It was crazy. Like, I don't like the government either, but I don't fucking put up flyers with my opinions on them. Okay? And if you wanted to tell people about your place closing for whatever reason, maybe you could have talked to somebody. But this guy, no one in comedy liked talking to him. All right? And I think he voted for Spencer Pratt too. But anyway, who did I vote for, really? I voted for a guy named Joel Lava. Never heard of him. But Perplexity said he had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, and I liked his last name. A lot of people get voted based on off of their last names. That's a big thing. Okay. Anyway, come on. I had to vote for Congressman Lava. Congressman Lava, could you please address Chairperson Volcano correctly? Okay. Yeah, I mean, really, not much to say about most candidates. Again, what did I do? I asked Perplexity if they knew Jeffrey Epstein. And I guess I asked him more stuff, but I don't remember. No, I asked Perplexity, it gave me an answer, and then the answer was immediately dumped out of my mind. Really, nobody retains anything from AI. How could you? Did you watch that first clip I played? Anyway, all right, speed round. I'm going to do this real quick, because I have to tell everybody who I voted for. I have to put it on the record. This is the only way I know how. So for a state senator, I voted for Paul Bowers. State Assembly, a Gergati Nikel. I don't know how to spell this. It was a weird name. All right, for Secretary of State, I voted for Gary Blenner. For Insurance Commissioner, I voted for Jane Kim. And why am I going to say something about Jane Kim right now? I'm attracted to thin Asians, but right on. I saw an interview with her on Breaking Points, and Insurance Commissioner. That's an interesting job. It really is, and it's important for the state because with the fires that are definitely going to happen again now that Spencer Pratt isn't going to get elected. She has an important job. And the thing about her is that, she's like a climate change person. Like, that's one of her main things. She's a liberal who believes in climate change. This lady never watched a Joe Rogan episode in her life. But what I do think about this woman is that, like, whatever marginally incorrect attitude she has towards the climate, I actually think it's going to help her perform her job better as insurance commissioner. I mean, look, if you're like a climate catastrophist, unless you're like some kind of maniac who's completely cynical and want to hide in a bunker, I'm pretty sure like it would be helpful in getting companies to insure the state. You go to the companies and they go, we're all going to die. You need to insure us. And they go, that's an unfair position. And then she goes, it's the only position. I think it could work. All right. Anyway, there was this position about equalization. I don't even know what position it was, but I voted for Samuel Suckerton. For AG, I voted for Major. I wrote this name down, but it still doesn't make sense. Majorie Manels. That's who I voted for? Interesting. Don't remember doing that. Maybe I was on fentanyl like all the other voters. Anyway, don't look up George O'Keefe's work. Don't do it. Okay. For controller, I voted for Megan Adams. Lieutenant Governor, Josh Friday. More of the last name thing. For assessor, I voted for Stephen Adamus. County supervisor, David Argudo. Treasurer, Anna Caballero. Did she get in? Doubtful. And then for sheriff, I voted for Andre White. And the fact that he didn't win, it's bad. All right? Dude, Luna won again. It's scary. He's a scary guy. I'm afraid of what he's doing. There's gangs in the sheriff's department. They're also process servers, and in a way, they are my competitors. Anyway, for superintendent, I voted for Wendy Leal. And for city council, I voted for Dylan Kendall. So, if any of those people got in and ruined everything, my bad. My bad. Sorry. I voted for him. I tried my best. Perplexity tried its best. Now, I'm also going to tell you the judges I voted for, which is a huge it's a huge waste of time, and I know that. You can turn off the pod. You can go away now. I'm just going to tell you the judges I voted for, and you look at the judges on the ballot and you go, how could I accurately do this? I don't think anyone's ever researched a judge in their life. Like 90% of people who vote have no idea what judges they're voting for. And I hate to say it, but I had to pay attention because judges, they affect my small business in an extreme way. All right, I'm a completely biased person in all my choices when it comes to the judges. I have a process serving business. I have a real necessity to have them be a certain way. Yeah, and with the judges, dude, it's tough because a lot of these guys they run unopposed, and that's not cool. How could that even be possible? You can't have a society like that. I mean, I'll be serious. One of my biggest issues is like the independent judiciary. It's one of my biggest issues. I care a lot about it. I have a lot of opinions. All right, I believe there should be more jury trials. There should be better jury selection. We need more judges. We need more people working in the courts. All right, we need a easier legal system because it works, actually. All right, we need less draconian fucking bureaucracy with the fucking, payments and you need the fucking file the correct form. It's all silly, all right? Obviously, our tax money should be going to courts, all right? We shouldn't have to do all these bullshit fees. I shouldn't have to pay them. I know that. Okay, I really believe the courts are all we really need, okay? You know my philosophies, all right? I believe in defending yourself, and you own your fucking shit, and what you're supposed to do is if someone messes with it, you sue them, all right? You sue people when they don't pay you back. You sue them when they hurt you. Okay, and that's, I think everyone will be happier that way. All right, this is my libertarian fascist attitude. All right, I believe you should be your own cop, be your own sheriff, and then when you do something, you get adjudicated for it. All right, the courts check if you did the right thing or not. This is how old America worked. Okay, like if someone robbed you or hurt you, everyone would meet up in the town and decide what to do together. All right, individuals would volunteer to do shit and bring people to justice. This whole like out of state, out of town cop bullshit. I mean, this is like, classic totalitarianism nonsense. All right. This fucking, 50,000 person a town bullshit. Like it should not be organized like that. Okay. It should not. But, and to do it that way is fucking obviously fascist. And if fascism isn't going away, I think that we should probably figure out how to be the nice fascists. I'm a libertarian fascist. I'm going to go down for this belief. I really believe it. It's probably what my dream was about. Anyway, the judges I voted for. Are you ready? Do you care? These are the judges. These names you've never heard before. Okay. Mary Gabati. Pretty sure. Justin Clayton. Ben Forer. David Walgren. Anthony Bain, Pale Thomas, David Ross, Irene Lee, Tal Valbuena, Zachary Smith, and Ryan Dibble. There you go, motherfuckers. Use that information against me later. Okay, these are the people I chose. I did my best. I voted for people. Isn't that enough? Really? And what? I'm going to be embarrassed of these votes? I'm going to be embarrassed? Yeah, the embarrassment of voting for someone whose last name is Dibble. I guess that is it's a lot of shame in that. Dibble? You trust a guy named Dibble? No. Hey, fucking debate me. Now, you think I voted for the wrong person? Debate me. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Shoot me in the neck. All right, duck my calls. Suck my 5.5-inch dong if you think I voted for the wrong person. Yeah, people. My dick's 5.5 inches. All right? Don't be surprised when they leak a picture of it. Okay? There's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm telling you who I vote for. I'm not even afraid of my penis getting out there. Leak my porn history. All right, do it. Fucking do it. All right, whatever. Yeah, I like girls who do anal. Okay, it doesn't make me gay. It's fucking Pride Month. You only see me searching. This is the porn I search during Pride Month. Okay? Just because I like girls who do anal does not make me gay. It does make me see a lot of gay porn, though, accidentally, I mean, just the way the business is right now, okay, with the scrolling and the searching, I type female anal and, it's Pride Month. So yeah, it's not like an actual female. It's not a real female. It's some other kind of female. I type in girl anal, and no, like it's not T-girl, but it shows up. Shows up a lot. What the fuck? Okay. I mean, dude, it's Pride Month. Trans people can exist. Absolutely. But they're not allowed to pop up in my porn searches. Okay? We got to make that stop. Someone make that stop. Someone make that stop. Spencer Pratt would have made it stop. Anyway, I need a girlfriend.